Good morning, makers. I hope y'all are all having a fantastic day today. We're going to give everybody just a few seconds to hop on here with us. We don't want anybody to miss out on all of the fun we're going to have today. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Kerri, and I run a YouTube channel called Mama Dares to DIY. If you're into easy and fun and also super creative things, you can head on over there after we finish with our project today and check that out. Y'all, was really hoping to do today's project outside today because it goes along with our stencil that I'm going to use, and that is our lake life. I actually do live on a lake, so that's why this is one of my favorite stencils. But unfortunately, the sun was just entirely too bright, and I was afraid that you would be too distracted by the beautiful view and you wouldn't be watching me use our stencil. So I will pop in a picture just so you can see what I'm talking about. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to pop this picture into. Y'all, isn't that an absolutely gorgeous view? We love it so much. That's why I'm super excited to use this stencil today, because I'm going to take a tray, a serving tray that I found at a local thrift store just right down the road from me, and I'm going to transform it using some of our one-step paint from Amy Howard at Home, and also this awesome Lake Life stencil. I know once all of my neighbors see this awesome tray, they're going to be asking me to make one of them for them too. So are you ready to get started on our project? That's enough talking. Let's hop on the workspace and let's jump in. Okay, here's our workspace, y'all. So I'm going to let you take a little bit closer look at our Lake Life stencil really quickly while we're waiting on some people to hop on here. Isn't that cute? You've got your little, is that a trout maybe? You've got your fly fish. You've got a sailboat. You've got some oars. You've got this beautiful anchor. Also this captain's wheel. You could use these just by themselves, or you could even swap out and intermix and mingle and match these up to be whatever you want them to be. I think this is such a versatile stencil. So you can see I've gone ahead and prepped ahead of time. Like I said, this is actually the finish that was on our tray beforehand. It was sort of like a mahogany finish. So all I've got left to do is to paint this little edge here with my Midnight Dreams one-step paint from Amy Howard. Y'all, this color is so gorgeous. I mean, it is absolutely amazing. The navy color is super rich and deep, and I've used this color on several pieces of furniture that I have in my home, and I also just painted my bathroom cabinets in this same color, and I absolutely love it. And for the bottom of my tray, I used the Ballet white, also in the one-step paints. So let's go ahead and take our stencil out of our package. And y'all, let's see if we can talk Amy into doing another giveaway for us. Who is in the mood for that? I know I'm always in the mood for a giveaway, and I know y'all probably are too. So if you want a chance to win one of these stencils for your very own, just tag a couple of those friends in the comments down below, and somebody is going to win this beautiful stencil. So I'm just going to get this cut out, so it'll make it just a little bit easier to center. And if you want to break out your tape measure, you can definitely do that, but I'm more of an eyeballer. So I did go ahead and paint my tray about 8 hours ago, so it could be nice and dry. You don't want to put your stencil down on something that is freshly painted because you don't want your stencil not to stick. So you want to make sure that you keep your backer board here, because once you wash your stencil, you're going to put your stencil back on this backer so you can reuse this beautiful stencil over and over again. Okay. And the awesome thing about these stencils is if you don't like where you place it the first time, guess what? You just pick it up and replace it. Isn't that awesome? Let's move it over just a hair. That looks pretty good. I'm going to be finishing my edges with some really neat rope. So that's why you kind of see the edges here a little bit messy. You're probably thinking, girl, you need to go back and paint that. But see, this is the look that I'm going to go for. So I don't have to worry about really getting in those edges too much. Now, I will tell you, I absolutely love this square precision brush from a Maker Studio because look, this is angled. I'm not sure if the camera will pick up on that white, but when you're getting in corners and whatnot, this is absolutely awesome for doing that. It's an awesome, awesome paintbrush. And not only that, but they clean up really well. Okay. So we're going to burnish in the stencil next. And by burnishing in, I just mean I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to rub it across my stencil just to make sure that it is nice and stuck. If you omit this step and you don't do it, you might get some bleeds underneath your stencil, and we definitely don't want that. Don't you love going to the thrift stores and finding these awesome bargains like this? I think I paid like $2 or $3 for this, and I've had it for quite a while because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with it. It's just been kind of sitting in my craft room, and then when I decided I wanted to use the Lake Life stencil today, I thought, you know what, this tray is perfect for this project. On my patio, I have navy and white, and then I have accents of turquoise. So it might actually be super pretty to go back and put maybe some stripes or something with the turquoise. I think that would be really pretty. It would also be pretty to maybe even use some of our alcohol inks and resin over the top of this. I honestly might go back and do that. I won't have time today though, but we might pick that up on a piggyback to this project. Does that sound like fun? Okay, so we're just going to grab our foam dome brush, and y'all, the Maker Studio foam dome brushes are the best brushes ever. If you've used other foam brushes in the past, you will definitely be loving this one because it is awesome. One of the things that I really appreciate is how seamlessly all of our Maker Studio products work with our Amy Howard at Home products. And I love that we can mix and intermingle those products as well. And honestly, I probably should have gotten some blue painter's tape because I'm using this big brush. I probably should have taped off the edge here, but it's okay. That's one thing I do not strive for when I craft is perfection. Perfection is overrated. I am so ready for all of that warm, sunny weather to stay because I have been missing it. You could also do this in several different colors. If you didn't want to do a solid look, I might actually grab a smaller brush just to get in that corner, since I did not tape it off. Have you used the Lake Life stencil yet? If so, I would love to know what you did with it. I think this would make great gifts if you've got friends that live on a lake. This would make a super cute shirt. Think of pillows to put on your deck at the lake. Wouldn't that be fun? There's just so many possibilities. And you could also just use the lake life if you didn't want it to say love. After I take up my stencil, I will go back and paint our edge here. I'm going to try to be really careful and not go over my stencil. Just remember, that's what blue painter's tape is for. Okay, let's pull this baby up. You want to be really careful though. We don't want to bleed our paint. Oh my goodness. Isn't that rich? That is absolutely stunning, isn't it? Now, I do want to take super good care of this stencil. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this down into my bucket of water. That way I can reuse it over and over again. That was almost too easy, wasn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to use my same foam dome brush. I'm just going to go ahead and finish off this edge. I do have 2 coats on the rest of my tray, so once this dries, I'll go back and finish off that edge with another coat. Isn't that pretty? And I probably will go touch up that little spot right there. Okay, so that's a pretty cool transformation so far, but wait until I show you how we are gonna finish off the rest of it. So I'm just gonna take some fun little rope that I picked up from the craft store, and I'm gonna just glue this into our corners. I am super excited about this. I can have this sitting out by the pool. It's going to come in really, really handy this summer. It would also be cute to tie some jute string and just kind of wind it around the tray handles here. That would kind of give that a little bit of interest. Let's move this around. My cord's not quite long enough on my glue gun. What do you think about this? It's not bad for a little tray that I just paid a couple of bucks for at the thrift store. Don't forget, you can also have the opportunity to win this stencil. Just invite a couple of your friends to join us today over here at a maker studio. This one I'm just going to go halfway. Excuse me. Because I don't want my glue to get too cool. And then we'll just finish the rest of it. But I like doing the rope in the corners. That way I don't have to trim or cut in those edges. Plus it's just kind of nautical looking. Oops. I should have let that dry a little bit longer. Forgot that I just painted that. think I need a little bit more coffee this morning. Okay. I love simple projects. Sometimes I do tend to overcomplicate things and overthink things, but sometimes just going back to something that is just simple is so satisfying. Okay. So now for the corners, all I did was tie that same rope into a knot. And y'all, I'm just going to glue those into the corners. If you wanted to use an E6000, you could definitely do that as well. Sometimes I even like to do a double glue. So I'll use a little bit of E6000 and also some hot glue so I get like a double bond. What do you think about this project? Isn't it cute? So next time you are at your neighborhood thrift store, be on the lookout for some fun trays. I love trays. What do you think? Should I do the jute cord on our handle here, or do you like it like this? I cannot decide. I need y'all's help. Okay, y'all. I'm almost ashamed at how quick this project came together. What do you think? Super stinking cute, isn't it? Here, let's put a little bit more paint on this since I messed it up. With my fingers. My chubby fingers got in the way. Okay, y'all, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It would even be pretty as a stand, like sitting up on a stand, just as a little conversation piece if you didn't want to use it as a tray. I will probably go back and seal this, even though I don't have to since I'm using the one-step paint, but I probably will go back and put just a little bit of matte sealer on it, and I'll show you what the matte sealer looks like. This is the Amy's matte sealer that I'll be putting over the top of it after everything has had a chance to dry, since I will be using this outside by the pool. I don't want the finish to get wrecked. But y'all, this is totally done. You know what may even be super cute too? Maybe even to tie some more knots. If I can go online, I can use this same rope and I could even tie some fancy knots over here in the corners. But I don't know. Like I said, I tend to overdo things, but I kind of like the simplicity of it. What do y'all think? Help me decide, y'all. I can't make up my mind. Okay, I think it's done. What do you think about it? I think it turned out beautiful, and I cannot wait to put it out by the pool. Y'all, I know this project was super short and sweet, but I think it turned out absolutely amazing. And for a tray that started out as a $3 thrift store find, I think it looks super high-end and super upscale, don't you? Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. And don't forget, if you want the opportunity to win this stencil for your very own, all you've got to do is invite a couple of those friends in the comments and tell them to check out what we're doing over here at a Maker Studio. That is all the time we've got for today, y'all. I'm about to go enjoy this absolutely beautiful day out by the lake because I love lake life. Until next time, happy DIYing, y'all.